Beloved friends, welcome to PMC English. In all these days, we are discussing on Dhammapada, the path shown by the Gautam the Buddha, and also understanding the philosophy and the way he had given to the whole humanity. Life is a mystery. You have to know the secret of it. And life is a celebration. You have to enjoy it every moment with freedom and bliss. And life itself is a question, and life itself will give an answer when you lead it perfectly, living moment to moment and also in the present moment. Understand this essence of life and know the secret of life. The Buddha had given so many sutras and he had contributed so much for the welfare of the mankind and for the whole humanity, for their outer world and also for the inner world. Life is like a tree. So when you see the tree, it will come from the seed and grow as a small plant and a small tree. One day it will branch out as a big tree or a huge tree with so many branches, and it will get some flowers, fruits, and the people will enjoy with that beauty, greenery, and with the shade, and also with flowers and fruits. So when a tree grows up to full extent with fruits and flowers, then the life of a tree will become fulfilled and it has completed the life journey. So naturally we will see like that in the nature, in the outer world. Likewise, the life of a human being is also just like a tree. Man is born on this earth like a seed. He should come out of that shell and grow like a tree and branch out with life truths and reality like fruits and flowers, so that a human life will get fulfilled with that flavor, with that essence. He will understand the life and he will lead life completely in a different dimension. So when you understand the life and you can lead a healthy and happy life with bliss and ecstasy, the ultimate truth is nothing but it was a hidden secret in your life itself. When you lead your life completely with dedication, love, compassion, humanity, and with blissfulness, then this normal life will lead you towards the divine life. And this is the essence of human consciousness and also human life. So in this context, the Buddha had given a sutra, that is Lotus Sutra, and in Pali language we will call this sutra as Saddharma Pundarika Sutta. What is this Lotus Sutra? And especially in the whole world, why this lotus flower has given much importance when comparing to other flowers? There are so many beautiful flowers are there, different colors, different fragrances, and different flavors. But lotus flower is something different from all the flowers. What is the nature of that flower? Especially why this wise people will take that flower as an example for wisdom. What is the secret behind it? And why this flower has symbolizes the enlightenment, and also it symbolizes the dharma. What is the reason behind it? When you see the reality, what is the reason? If you understand the reality and if you know the secret of this flower, you will understand your life. In our body, there are 7 centers. These 7 centers will represent the petals of this lotus flower. There are so many petals in lotus flower, especially when we see the 1000 petaled lotus. We see so much of flowering, so much of blossoming with so many petals and with awesome colors we can see. So if you see the flower, how it will symbolizes the wisdom and how we can recognize the wisdom in it. See, when you do the sadhana, when you are in the spiritual way, whether you are in the devotion path or in the meditation path, or you are in the very truthful way, whatever may be the route. Why? Because the ways are different, but the goal is one. Okay, so when you see this meditation path, and when you practice meditation, and when you purify your body, mind and heart, slowly what happens? This lotus flower will blossom. How it will blossom and how it will give fragrance? See, when the seed will born on this earth, when it will die like a seed, there is no purpose for that life. The seed should germinate, it should sprout, and it has to transform its life in different stages, and one day it will grow as a tree. Then it will see the fruits and flowers to it. Likewise, in every birth, the human being are taking birth and also dying, but the renunciation and also the reborn qualities are not born in the human beings. Why? Because the most of the people are leading their lives with body, mind, consciousness. What is the real flowering in the human life was not that empowerment of body, mind, heart. Of course, it's a part, but what is the ultimate flowering? That is the flowering of your consciousness. That is the flowering of your inborn qualities and flowering of your instinct characters. Then naturally it will blossom in this world. So the rays of human consciousness and the blossoming of human consciousness, it will grow in this world up to full extent. When a meditator will practice the meditation, slowly when the body, mind and heart will get purified, then naturally he will see the flowering in his inner. The first center, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. These 7 centers will blossom like a flower. Every single petal will blossom. When this consciousness, when this energy will go upwards from the first center to the seventh center. And by fulfilling all the needs, I mean that is biological, physiological, safety and security, and also the love and belongingness needs, and also the friendly needs, and also the self-actualization. And when a practitioner will reach the stage of self-actualization, he will see the flowering of his own consciousness as a beautiful lotus flower. And when this flower, when the final stage, when he reaches the final stage, the ultimate alchemy, that is the enlightenment, and this simple lotus flower will blossom as a 1,000-petaled lotus. That is called nirvana. And that is called the ultimate alchemy, and that is the goal of every meditator, and that is the goal of every spiritual person on this earth. The blossoming of 1,000-petaled lotus is an effort of every human being from so many lives and from so many births. So they are searching for it, and also they are doing different types of practices for it. It will take some time to blossom it. Why? Because there is a season for every flower to blossom in the nature, in the outer world. Likewise, a time will come that the wisdom flower, the 1,000-petaled lotus, the two golden 1,000-petaled lotus will blossom in every human being, and that is the heights one has to reach in this world. So in this Lotus Sutra, and also what is the quality of a lotus flower? It will grow in the mud, and it will get fertilizer, water and everything, food, everything from that mud itself, but it won't get attached to that mud. It will get detached from it, and with purity in that flower. We can see the purity in that flower, and it is the symbol of purity, lotus flower, and it is the symbol of detachment from this world, and it is the symbol of wisdom. So that is the reason why they will give importance to this lotus flower. So every human being, while living in this life, he should get detached from this world, and he should attach to the divinity. Should attach to the divinity and detach from this world. So that is the message given by this lotus flower, and also in this Lotus Sutra. And mostly this sutra was practiced by the Buddhist monks who belong to the Mahayana sect. They will practice it. So in this one fine evening, the Buddha was sitting in the meditation, and he was with his inner silence, inner beauty and inner consciousness. In some Buddhist scriptures, they will say that a light has arose in the Buddha, and it has come from the heavenly boats and from the other worlds and from the divine souls. And from that energy and from that divine soul, this sutra had came into existence. In some Buddhist scriptures, they will say that. And in another context, while coming to the relation between the Mahakashyap and the Gautam the Buddha, when we see, we have heard one story in that. When the Buddha had came to give his sermon in front of thousands of people. So one day he will come with a lotus flower. By taking the lotus flower in his hand, he will come with it. And he will just, on the day, everybody is waiting very eagerly that Buddha will give some sutras and we can implement in our life and we can learn something. Everybody is waiting for that. But on that day, what happened? Just the Buddha will come with a lotus flower in his hand and he will sit very calmly, quietly and silently. Nothing was spoken at that moment. The hours are passing, half an hour is completed, 1 hour is completed, 2 hours was completed, but no sermon he is giving, just he is sitting silently and just observing the lotus flower. And everybody who has came to listen the words of Buddha and sermon of the Buddha are discussing between them. Why, what happened, why he was not talking today, what is the problem? Like this they are discussing like that. In this discussion, the Mahakashyap, he is the topmost disciple of the Buddha, and some enlightened people will say that the Buddha had got enlightenment. After getting the enlightenment, he had contributed so much to this world, and after that the Mahakashyap is the only the disciple who has taken all the wisdom and he has grown up to full extent, and I mean in Samyak Sambuddha state, and by reaching the heights of Buddha itself. So there is no difference between the Buddha and the Mahakashyap. They are equal. They are equal and they have attained the enlightenment completely in this life. So what happened in this context when Buddha was just witnessing the lotus flower and just by calm and quiet face, what happened? In this distance, what happened? The Mahakashyap, the people are discussing why the Buddha was not speaking and why he is not giving the sermon. All these discussions are happening. In between these conversations and discussions, the Mahakashyap has laughed with so much of blissful state. So everybody, after the Mahakashyap has laughed, everybody has stopped the conversation and just they have focused on the Mahakashyap. After that, what happened? The Buddha called the Mahakashyap and he had given that lotus flower. Just this incident has happened. See, when we see the incident in this context, what happened? That why the Buddha had become silent by observing the lotus flower, and in between why this Mahakashyap has laughed, and after this conversation why the Buddha called him and given the lotus flower. What is the reason behind this incident? When we observe closely or when we see the essence of that incident, we can understand one thing. The silence will also speak. Not only words, the silence will also speak. On that day, the Buddha was in silence. He has just giving a message. By observing the lotus flower silently, he is giving the message. But this foolish people, idiotic people, they are not understanding the what message he has giving to the people. That is the reason why the Mahakashyap laughed at the ignorance of that people. And after that, the Buddha thought that the Mahakashyap had understand the message that I am going to give. So that is the reason why he has called the Mahakashyap and given that lotus flower. So giving the lotus flower means the Buddha was sacrificing his complete Buddhahood and his enlightenment and his wisdom and his whole knowledge to the Mahakashyap. in the form of lotus flower. This incident has marked a different types of meanings and different types of messages that he had given in this context. So the Lotus Sutra is the indication of the dharma, and it is the indication of the wisdom, and it is the indication of the purity. So by understanding this sutra, how we can do sadhana on this sutra, how we can achieve wisdom with this sutra, what is the principle behind it, and what is the essence behind it. When we see the hidden secret in it, what you will understand? Simply one logic is there in this sutra was, life is like a seed. Don't die like a seed. The seed should break, it should germinate, a small plant has to come, and this small plant will grow, and one day it will branch out like a huge tree, and we can see the fruits and flowers for that tree, and that fruits and flowers will be contributed to the whole humanity for their development, for their upliftment, for their life. And this flower, especially the lotus flower, it is the indication of establishment of Sadharma, I mean right dharma. And this lotus flower, when you symbolizes it for purity, it won't touch the water, the lotus flower or lotus leaf. Some saints will say, especially Sadhguru Osho will say in this context, like that the life should be just like a dewdrop on the lotus leaf. It should be like that. Why? Because when you live like a dewdrop on the lotus leaf, you won't attach to that leaf, and also you won't attach to that water also. Just you will slip away. Don't get attached. You should slip away from that moment. Not escaping. Slipping is not the escaping. Just to move on. Don't cling to that situations, and don't take it as a memory in your mind, and don't feed unnecessary things in your mind. Just slip away and just move on. Then everything will be good. So life is just a dewdrop on the lotus leaf. And when you understand this sutra, you will enter into the organic unity. See, this whole world is we will see the difference in the forms, in the colors, in the complexions, but this whole universe is combined with the organic unity. One lotus leaf, one grass leaf is equal to the planet in the universe. How it is connected, this grass leaf and a planet? What is the connection between these two? Why? Because this divine consciousness, this universal consciousness is connecting everything and every human being and every situation as a organic unity, and it is working as a undercurrent by connecting the people, by connecting the things, by connecting the nature, and by connecting the universe. That is the reason why a grass leaf, when it is disturbed, the planet will also disturb in the universe. Everything is connected with everything. Nothing is different from anything. So when the life is just like a lotus flower in the water, what will happen? It will detach from this world, and you will detach from your mind, from the body. Then naturally, when you detach from the body, mind and matter and this universe and world, then only you are with your own consciousness, your own consciousness, your own energies. Then you will remain as a pure human being or pure divine consciousness. And that is the essence of every human life, and that is what we call the enlightenment. So this Lotus Sutra indicates the part of enlightenment and the wisdom, and also detachment, and also the purity. So by understanding this Lotus Sutra, the Buddha will say that 3 principles. First, become pure and purify your body, mind and heart, and detach from this world, attach to the divine, and attain the enlightenment, that is nirvana. And this is the message given by the Buddha in this Lotus Sutra. So friends, understand this and implement in your life and attain that nirvana in this life only. Thank you very much.